let's get to, we have a bunch of sound to get to in this segment. So Super Bowl Media Day was yesterday. Putting a pin in Kings. We'll get back to the Kings momentarily.
Yes.
Super Bowl Media Day was yesterday. And that is where the players from each team come into the stadium and they do these on stage interviews where it's blasted over the PA. And then there's like individual press conferences. It is a madhouse. You've got Jimmy Fallon's crew there, like messing with players. And you've got people from different podcasts asking, you know, when was the first time you benched 315 pounds? Like those kind of questions.
Yeah, if you're a Smoothie King smoothie, what flavor would you be?
Right, that's your favorite.
It is.
We here prefer Jamba Juice.
That's right.
If anybody from Jamba Juice would
like to sponsor the show, yeah.
We regularly, every morning, it's just us like this. That protein berry workout sure does taste good in the mornings.
My peach perfection is wonderful.
Just look at all the boosts you can get. All right, so Andy Reid, the Chiefs head coach, got asked a question about the 49ers, and listen to this response. I don't even know what the question is, but it's a very generic answer about the 49ers, and listen how he answers this question.
Yeah, listen, they're good. Yeah. I mean, they're a good team. So, and they are favored, which we understand. We had ups and downs this year. So.
If you didn't hear that, he went, yeah, they're a good team, and they are favored, which we understand. We've been up and down this year. That is an NFL head coach referencing the point spread of a football game they're in.
I just wonder, like, if like he pulled out Prize Picks and started saying, well, if I were to choose, I definitely would go with the Mahomes 99% off 1 yard. All he needs is 1 yard, and I win half a yard. After that, I'm not sure, because I'm not gonna Kadarius Toney 52 yards or more or less. I don't think I'm taking that.
Yeah, I'm going less on that.
I'm going less.
It's just it's so funny how entrenched sports betting has become in sports.
It's everywhere now.
That not only is the coach going, yeah, they're favored, and we understand that. We've been up and down this year. He's not only saying they're favored, he's like, yeah, but given how the betting markets work, like, what? But I think this just sounds new because, and he's not saying they're favored like, oh, the general public is just kind of in general picking them to win. It's literally the sports book has the 49ers as 2.1 to 2.5 point, depending on the book, point favorites over the Chiefs. And hearing a coach say this and reference that, to me, is not alarming. Like, oh my God, Andy Reid, how does he know? Is he betting on it? It's not even that. It's just that it's so permeated into the sports conscience now that you have head coaches that are just vaguely or maybe acutely aware of how many points their team is either favored or dogs by.
Yes.
Underdogs.
That's look, it's so much part
amazing
of how we watch the game. It's part that's where, the podcast is sponsored by Prize Picks, and I put out Prize Picks. The Kings Beat podcast is sponsored by Prize Picks, and I go out and I put Prize Picks things out every game. I am horrible at it, but it doesn't mean I'm not having a good time.
Right.
And we have a good time as a media group doing it when everyone's together at a Kings game. But I think it's just it found its way in. And let's be honest, the game is in Las Vegas. You let a team move to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's in Las Vegas. Like, I sure do hope no players get in trouble this week for doing something stupid, like walking up to a sports bet window. Like, don't be dumb. Don't be dumb.
Yeah, I'm sure there were many, many meetings about what is and is not legal from a sports betting perspective with the league's rules.
I hope everyone is like sitting there, like they've had these conversations again and again and again with these players.
Yeah, and remember, players have been suspended for betting legally in states.
Yeah,
but at like the team hotel, they get suspended from the NFL for that because they were at the team hotel and not outside. Yeah, I'm with you. You got to know all the rules. A couple more really quick. Here's Brock Purdy got asked about Taylor Swift, obviously.
It's late in the fourth quarter. Are you prepared to disappoint Taylor Swift?
Yes.
You know why that answer's perfect? You know why that answer's perfect? It exudes confidence. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm ready to do that. But it wasn't disrespectful.
No.
You can't use it as bulletin board material. He's answering the question. Swifties aren't going to come after him. Chiefs players aren't going to be like, hey, did you see what he said about Travis's girlfriend? Meh. He just went, yes. And then he says it's not in that clip, but he goes, I'll leave it at that.
There it is.
Purdy under pressure again, coming through.
There he is.
Good job, Brock. And then
Franchise quarterback, Brock Purdy.
talk about people making decisions.
Yeah.
Kyle Shanahan made a decision before heading to the podium last night. At least it sounds like Kyle Shanahan made a decision before going to the podium last night. Here he is talking to NFL Network's Michael Robinson.
When an owner comes in after training camp practices and is like, hey, how's the quarterback? And what he means is the starter or the second. And you in irritation go, I don't know, but our third guy's the best. Like, that's not what he wants to hear. So that's why he remembers it very strong. But that was just more, Brock was so good right away with every rep he got. He was always the same. And he only got a couple of them. So it was easy for me to say, because in his few reps, he was the best. But if you know that for a fact, I mean, then you do what you do right away. But he was the best. But you ease that on. And every time he got a little more reps, it was the same as when he only got 2. And so when it was all said and done and he got a lot of playing time, I was like, oh, this looks exactly like what I told you when I was irritated. And he only had 3 reps. And I said, no, he's the best. But that's what was so real about Brock. That's why after his 7 games, his rookie year, even when he got hurt, we knew what we had, because he'd been that way in practice every day. And it was the exact same way in the games.
Scotch, scotch, scotch.
Dude.
I love scotch.
Vodka Red Bull, per sources. But my man was here. There's 2. He was either feeling himself before going out there and was like, this is going to suck. I'm going to have a couple drinks. Or I couldn't really tell. Maybe it's playing over a speaker. And it was one of those things where he's hearing himself back. And I'm sure you've experienced this on television. And if you haven't, when you're talking and you hear yourself on delay, you start to slow down to
you literally just
sure,
like
right, because it doesn't work. Yeah. And because you're trying to not repeat yourself, so you talk like this, so the sound isn't coming through as fast. So I thought maybe that's what it was, but I think he was just having a good time. Whatever it was, I'm here for it.
I am also here for it.
Right.
I mean, like, if you're going to put the Super Bowl in Vegas, this is going to happen.
Look, here's if you're done for the night and like, yeah, I got to go do this media responsibility and then I'm going to go to bed. Like, yeah, man, if that's what he did, again, I don't know if he did or not, but if that's what he did, I'm here for it.
All right.
It's not like it's not like he went, hey, you know what? Instead of watching film, I'm going to do this. No, he's
already watched
all the film he's going to watch today. He's going to do it again today and the next day.
Probably going to catch Blue Man Group.
Yeah, maybe see, Cirque du Soleil and call it good.
Yeah.